Hi guys, it's Dr. Pete here. I'm a workplace psychologist working with school leaders and their teams to build high-performance schools, places where every student and every staff member can flourish. We're continuing the conversation about school improvement, focusing on building collective teacher efficacy, which is the single largest predictor of student outcomes. When we think about collective teacher efficacy, of course, we're reflecting on the collective belief of teachers in their ability to positively impact upon student learning. And talking about collective teacher efficacy, I want to introduce two important concepts: teacher capacity versus teacher capability. Let's take a quick tour through these two different concepts now. If we start with teacher capacity, this is about a teacher's level of energy, focus, and support. We can measure teacher capacity using the team pulse, looking at collective teacher efficacy, and we can manage teacher capacity by building high-performance teaching teams. On the other side of it, we have teacher capability. This is about the teacher's knowledge, skills, and abilities. We measure capability through skills demonstrations, observation, and feedback, and we manage capability through teacher education, training, and walkthroughs. Now, when we think about the typical problems that school leaders have to manage in the classroom, it's what we call the 80-20 rule, i.e. 80% of the time, those problems are related to teacher capacity. Only 20% of the time are those problems related to teacher capability. But here's the rub. Most of the interventions we see schools doing are designed to improve teacher capability and only limited focus on teacher capacity. So in other words, we're misdiagnosing the cause of classroom difficulties a lot of the time. Why on earth would this happen? It happens for two understandable reasons. Firstly, capability, the idea of improving through knowledge and training, that's the dominant narrative in education. So we kind of see everything through that lens. The second reason is when we ask teachers what's going wrong, from a psychological safety perspective, it's safer for them to say, I don't know, or I need more training. It's less safe for them to say, I'm not coping. And so there's two different reasons why I think we're skewed towards the capability problem, when in actual fact, the majority of the time, we'd suggest it's a capacity problem. The good news is we can fix it by adopting what we would call a data-driven assessment process. And when we think about data-driven, we're talking about leadership dashboards, and in particular this idea of a 50-40-10 dashboard. Having enough information at our fingertips to show 50% what's going on with the students, 40% what's going on with the staff, and 10% the influencers, what's going on with the parents, and importantly, the interactions between these variables. The first one we want to look at is falling grades, academic decline in some year 3 students. You can see the data on the screen there. We've got our 50-40-10 dashboard. You can see the problem began in midterm 3. You can see immediately that capability seems okay. The walkthroughs and the learning walls, they're all tight. Capacity seems the problem, because within the collective teacher efficacy data, you can see problems with performance feedback within the team of teachers, as well as lowered peer support, and some of their teamwork indicators around their data wall and activity cycle are not working properly. The second example we want to look at is behaviour spikes. And you can see again in the data here, the 50-40-10 dashboard, the onset of this problem with the year 1 students began in midterm 2. The capability indicators are all good again. We're seeing their learning walls, the walkthroughs, all of that stuff's fine. What we're seeing is a capacity problem in the CTE data, particularly around job satisfaction and work life and well-being. So drawing it up again, thinking about teacher capacity versus capability, getting the diagnosis right is critical to ensuring that staff are flourishing. And when staff are flourishing and students are flourishing, we're building high-performance schools.